So real quick, let's talk about animated feature film. I don't know how many people have seen any of these. There were two that it was not possible to see these in the U.S. unless you're going through illegal means, which I didn't. The Wind Rises, the Hayao Miyazaki film, which I'm dying to see.
Yeah.
And Ernest Celestine, which I looked everywhere to try to find it on Amazon or Netflix streaming, anything. I couldn't find it. It didn't play in any theaters around here. Wind Rises is coming out like later in the year in the U.S., so haven't seen those. I have a feeling I would pick The Wind Rises if I had seen it, so keep that in mind. Has anyone else seen any of these?
No. Frozen.
I've seen Frozen, yeah.
Okay, so I'll talk real quickly about the Croods. I didn't think much of it. This is a category that frequently gets less nominees. I don't know why the Croods needed to be in here. It's not particularly great animation, not particularly great character styling, not particularly great story. It's got a great voice cast, and the voice is recognizable. That's about all I can say for it. Despicable Me 2 was fine. I never saw Despicable Me 1, so I didn't really know. I'm sure there were a lot of in-jokes that were like built in that I didn't get. But it was fine. It wasn't bad. But Frozen. I loved Frozen. If Frozen had been nominated for Best Picture, I would have been like, okay. I wouldn't have been upset about that at all. It really made me feel like I was watching a Disney movie straight out of like the early 90s when they were turning out the best movie every single year. Every year they just came out with another great movie. Just the general style, the songs, the humor. They've really sort of picked up their pace the last few years. It used to be that, they would just sort of throw out whatever thing they had, and they were sort of on a downslope the last for a long time. But the last 3 years, they've had Tangled, which was really good. They had Wreck-It Ralph last year, which was really good. Now they have Frozen, which I think is their best movie in a very long time. And I really hope that they keep this up because, Pixar is great, but there's a difference between what Pixar can do and what Disney can do. And when Disney's really on, it's really something special. And this was that movie.
And it's, again, I hate to be the crass commercial guy here, but it made a bucket of money.
Yeah.
Still
made a
is.
lot of kids happy.
Still is. Still
and a lot of adults
5.
as well,
Yeah.
So I think this is one of the categories where it seems to me that there's one chance. I mean, maybe they want to throw Miyazaki a bone since he's retiring or supposedly retiring. But I couldn't see anything beating Frozen here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the overall feeling you hear from people is they go in thinking it's just like an animated film, and they're like, I didn't know it was going to be a musical.
Yeah.
In that sense, and it's like, and it's always positive. It's not like, oh, I hated that movie because it was awful and they were singing and all this. People are kind of like you said, they're getting a throwback and they're still seeing it. Like I mentioned, it's still number 5, I think, at the box office as of right now.
Yeah.
It's still making money.
Yeah.
So
the other thing I loved about it was.
And it's good. Sorry,
yeah.
I should probably also say that.
Jason's like,
the commercialization of the Oscars.
I hated it, but it made money, so we have to vote for it.
No, I enjoyed it.
The other thing I will say about Frozen is that, without giving too much away, the gender roles in Frozen are really positive and progressive.
Well, compared to like Tangled.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. The way it handles sort of like the whole damsel in distress aspect and the your one true love aspect is really progressive, and I think when sort of all that came together at the end of the film, without giving anything away, I really felt like, wow, I just watched something really special. And I really hope that other filmmakers sort of, especially animated filmmakers, sort of take that and are like, awesome, let's go from their example and add something like that to our own films. So, A Place for Film is recorded at WFIU Studios in Bloomington, Indiana.